I have so many things to set clothes for. Two weddings, Shabbos there, then the Saturday night, this Shabbos. It's a bit. I need assistance. It's not.
Hello.
Hi, Mario.
How are you? I spoke with Alan.
Oh, good. And
He's okay. He said he had some procedure done this week,
uh-huh.
but he's going to try to be today
Oh, good.
and this year. So let's see.
Okay, let's hope so.
Yeah. Oh, I see Harold is joined with the iPad.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah, I get the messages.
Oh,
So what did he say about tomorrow in shul? I don't think so.
I know. I don't think so. No.
I tell you why,
Not
because
time.
you cannot be outside because you're freezing to death.
No,
And
it's not.
inside you have to be in different chairs and shul, and not in chairs and benches
Yeah,
and shul.
there's not enough schluff.
No. Oh. Oh. Did you ever get the Bustelo coffee for the Keurig?
No, I found another one that my daughter got from New York. But no, for now. I'm okay for now
Oh,
until I
okay.
run out. Until
No,
I.
because if you want some, I can give you,
Oh, okay. Okay,
and
we'll
you can
see.
try it. You can try it.
And right now I'm pretty caffeinated.
Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee and it's strong, but it doesn't affect me. It doesn't.
So you also drink it at night?
Well, no, if I have a meal after dinner,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. If not, no. No, not that I will stay up until 10 to have a coffee, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never
But
used to. I used to drink it at night, but now it starts to bother me. I will sometimes I'll have a coffee before the shear so I can stay awake. But then I
yeah.
can't. But then I can't go to sleep.
No, it doesn't affect you that, but I don't want to wait the 3 hours after a flight because I don't like coffee black.
Oh, yeah. I figured that's what you're saying. Yeah, I only drink a black now. Hi, Ernie.
Hi.
Early tomorrow night, right?
The Navi Shir is 8 o'clock. The Daf Yomi is at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Or we could do Daf Yomi at 7:30. Is that better?
That sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, let's do Daf Yomi at 7:30, and then the Navi at 8.
Okay, very good. Hi, Susie. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Susie. Hi.
Hi.
When do you come back? Now?
I came back Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
I missed the rain. Did you
Oh,
guys feel the
yeah.
earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake today?
No, I heard him talking on the radio about it, but you felt it?
I
Yeah.
did. I was sitting in the, you know where, and it moved. It moved.
So you moved twice.
Chavez.
Have a good
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
We're on Sadik Ches, 98.
No,
I'm
No,
sorry,
we're not
98.
98. No,
Sadik
95.
Hey, 95.
Yeah.
no, you didn't finish 94. But anyhow, whatever
Yeah,
you
so
want.
94. So 94.
Yeah, you,
Toshma.
yes, that's it.
Haroyin, shepherds, vagaboyin, vamoichsin, a charity treasurer. Shuvasim kosher. It's hard for them to do tshuva because they steal from the public. It's hard for them to
Oh.
return everything that they take. Umachzir lemakirin, to those that they know that they took from them, they should be chayzer. I thought we learned that you're not supposed to accept ribis back. Amri machzirin and mekabel. They make an attempt to return it, but you don't accept it. And lama machzirin, lots of today shemayim. At least min hashamayim, they saw that you did tshuva. Yihachi amaysha tshuvasun kasha. So it's not, tshuva is not hard. V'odem a seifa. The money, when they took away from people that they don't know, she'en makirin, yasav en sorchet tzibur, you should spend it on the needs of the public. Amrav Chizda, for example, Boris Shichnum Aros, to fix waterways that everybody benefits from. So you do. So we see that you're makabel, chazara, eloy kasha. That which we say that people returned it, that's koyim takana. Before the takana, that they said you should not. Kan lacher takana. Ba'ashta dam Rav Nachman. Some say that when do you not return it is b'she'en gzeil kayemes, when that which you stole is not extant. But afilu teim aydi v'aydi shlachet takana. Or you could explain that both prices are talked about after the takana, like kasha kam b'gzeil kayemes. When do you have to return it? That's when it exists. And kan b'she'en gzeil kayemes. If it doesn't exist, then we're not makabel. But the story we said was the wife says to the husband, "V'haba avneit, a belt, that even the belt is not yours." And then the Chachamim said that they made a takana not to be chayzer it, but the belt was gzeila kayemesi. It was existing. Why do you say you have to return it? My avdei tmei avnei. It's not, the belt didn't exist. What they meant was the money, the value. So v'chol heicha de gzeila kayemes. So you're going to say that when the item stolen existed, lo avid rabbanon takanta. So there was a no takana of not returning it. There's a takana even when the gzela is kayim not to return it. Morish, you have a beam that was built into a house. Shigzela kayemesi, it exists. Yedutnan, that they made a takana lamarish hagoizel shabano bebira sheyitol as dama. That you don't have to knock the house down and give the beam back. You give the value. Why they takana sashavim? Because tshuva. Make tshuva easy. Yeah, says the Moshani awesome. Kivan the ikap seda. There's a financial loss because you're going to lose the bira. You have to knock down the house. Shavi Rabbanan Kidilesa. The Rabbanan made the din as if it was not, as if the beam was not extant. Then the Mishnah says, Gozul par muberes v'yolda. The Gazan stole a pregnant cow and it gave birth in his possession. So you pay the value of a pregnant cow. You stole a sheep and you sheared the wool. Or parviyolda. You stole a para that was pregnant, it gave birth. Mishalim osa the eskis was said Divrei Meir. According to Meir, you pay the value of the cow, the vlad, and the sheep. No, you just have to give the cow back. You don't have to pay back the value of the vlad. Rav Shimon Omer Roino Isoi Keilu Hishuma Etzlo B'Kesef, that you pay the shasak zela, how much it was worth when you stole it. Iboilu, my time Rav Meir, that you pay everything. Do we say mishum d'ksavar shina b'mukam? I meant as that even though the item changed, it was pregnant, now it's no longer pregnant. All of it happened in the rishus of the bailim. And it's as if the animal improved in the rishus of the bailim. That's why you have to give everything back. Or we say no, the fact that the animal changed, the Gazlan acquired it. Why do we make him pay everything? It's a knas. That people were bothered last time. How can you steal and then end up keeping the wool or the child? The Gazlan could go into business that way. So according to this version, no, because we make a radin that's like that, but we make a knas that he has to pay everything. L'may nafkamina. You stole the cow and it got weaker. So according to the Tom of Rav Meir, that it's because even though there's a shinui, it stays in the possession of the original owner. That's why you give it back the way it is, even though it's worth less than what it was when he stole it. But if the reason is because of knas, and really he acquires it, he should give back what it was bisman gzeilin. You would have to pay the difference. So which is it? Toshma. Gozel behema v'yiskina. You stole an animal, got old, and its value decreased. Or you stole avodim v'yiskinu. The avodim became old. Mishalim kishas gzeilin. So you have to pay what it was worth when you stole it. But Rav Meir Omer Bavadim Omer La Reishachal Fanech. With an Eved, you can just give it back. Now from here, according to Rav Meir, Ilu Behema, when we said an animal that got old, that we said Mishram Kshasak Zela, if we say even though there was a shinu in the animal, it still belonged to the original person, I feel they could just give him back the animal because it all happened in his rishus. Must be really because the animal changed, the Gazan acquired it. And why do you have to pay Kishasa Gzela? And you can't just give it back the way it is in a depreciated state, knasu the kokonis, because the Chacham said a Gazan can't profit by the fact that he stole it. So therefore, you'd have to pay. So the Gemara says, Amri, there's no riot from there. Maybe this is not Rav Meir's opinion, but rather Rav Meir l'divrei Rabbanan ka'amar. He's speaking based on the sheet of the Chacham. Lididi shina yena koine. I hold that the fact that the thing that was stolen changed, it does not acquire it to the Gazan, it stays in the possession. Even if it depreciated. An animal got older, you just return what it is now, because it belonged to him all along. But according to you, the Rabbanan, that when the Gazan acquires it, at least admit to me, at least by avodim, that you can just return the Eved even though he's gotten older. Because the Mekarki Domi, avodim are like a piece of land. The Karka ain't an exelis. There's a principle, you can't steal a piece of land. Va'ami le'rabbanan lo avda kimetata l'domi. An Eved is like a movable object when it comes to Gzela. So again, we don't have a proof. Torshma. You gave wool to a craftsman, litzvo Odo. You want him to dye it red. Vitzovo shachar, he dyed it black. Or vice versa, shachar vitzovo eda. Rameir oimer noisen lo, the made tomorrow. So the woman basically acquires it through a shinui. And the woman has to pay the value of the wool that was given to him. The made samro in, the made samro ushvacho low. But he doesn't have to pay back that which he invested in the paint. So just the initial kashasa gzeil. So if you say Rav Meir owns, even though the item changed, he doesn't acquire it, it should be made tomorrow. He should pay him back both. So rather, he holds he holds Shinu Koine. Maker Adin, he wouldn't have to pay the hashbacha. But it's a knas, it's a fine. And so we at least elucidated that the sheet of Rav Meir is because of a knas. Even law, it's not in doubt, this issue. Why? Rav switched Vitani, Gazel Parviskina. If you stole a kind of got old, or Avodim Viskina, Masham Kshas Agzela Div Rav Meir. That you just pay the value of what it was when you stole it, period. And you keep the para and you keep the avodim. And you lose out because when you stole it, it was worth 200. Now it's worth 100. You have to pay the owner 200 because you acquired it. You see, this price switches the shitas. According to Chachamim, you didn't acquire it through the shinoi. Therefore, you just give it back, at least regarding the avod. So, vadil Rav Meir shinu koina, because you're paying kishasa gzela. Rather, v'hacha, a par that got pregnant and gave birth, or that you sheared, is kanatu the kokonis late. Mikra din, you wouldn't have to pay those things, the improvement, but Chacham made a knas that you have to do it. It's no shaila. Ki ko ivenlon, if we had a shaila, hachi ivenlon. This is the shaila. Kiko Konis, when Rav Meir makes a knas, maybe that's only b'mezid. You knew what you were doing when you stole it. Aval b'shogeg. You took something b'shogeg, lo konis. Odel fi b'shogeg nami konis. Or it's a no fault. Doesn't make a difference whether he knew, he didn't know. And even b'shogeg, there's a knas that you have to pay everything back. Toshma. Chamisha goivin from mechurorin. There are 5 types of creditors that collect only from free and clear assets, not assets that have been sold to a third party. If the assets are in the reshus of the bailim, then there's a lien on that. But if it's been sold to somebody else and he doesn't have any assets, you can't go to the person who bought it from that person and get your money. What's this? Payros. Somebody who's entitled to the fruits of a piece of land. Ushvach payros. Or the money that was poured into a piece of land to improve it. Or mekabel alav lozenes ben ishto bas ishto. Somebody who obligates himself at the time of kiddushin to provide parnasa for his stepson or stepdaughter that he's marrying. You have a loan document that says somebody owes you $1,000, but it was not ba'achrayus. It's not with a guarantee that it be paid for by a piece of land. Ksuvas isha shein ba'achrayus. Or you have a ksuva that's specifically written without achrayus. Now, what kind of star doesn't have achrayus? And do we say that when you see a star that doesn't have the words achrayus, that there's a guarantee? Man shamislei de omar she'achrayus lafta soiferhu. That if the words achrayus are missing, we don't say that it's a mistake and really there is achrayus. But we don't say it's a toe soifer. It was left out purposefully. Who is it? Rav Meir. Uktani, peros u'shvach peros. We said peros u'shvach peros you can't collect from mishubadim, according to Rav Meir. Shvach peros echidami. What's the shvach peros? Isn't it kigon shagazel, sora mechavero? You stole a field, and you sold the field to somebody else. And that somebody else who bought it, Yishbicha, put money into it, improved it. And then the original owner that it was stolen from comes and says, this is my field, and he takes it back. Now, he's going to go to the Gazlan, the guy who bought it. He had paid $1,000 for a piece of land. Now he doesn't have the land. So he's going to go to Beis Din to collect from the guy who stole the land and sold it to him. Kishu Goive, when he goes and collects it, Goive Sakeret min chas mushubadim. The principle that he paid, that you can collect from the Gazlan, even if he doesn't have free and clear assets, even though his assets have been sold to somebody else. But the shvach, the buyer of that stolen piece of land, invested money, that you can only get back from the Gazlan min chas bnei choyr, from free and clear assets. The Asabal Arev Shakal Arev Shvachi. Because the original owner who had it stolen from him, when he goes and collects it, he gets the land as well as the improvements. And therefore, my love, and we Gemara assumes that we're dealing with a guy who purchased the land as Ba'am Aretz. He's not a Talmid Chacham. The Lo Yada Shekarka Nigzelas Owen, and he doesn't know, can you not steal Karka? So it's B'Shogeg that he sold it. or that he bought it from the Gazan. He thought innocently that it belonged to the Gazan. The original owner comes and takes the land and the shvach. So you see, Shema Minasha b'shogeg nami konas. Reb Meir gives a knas even b'shogeg. Amri lo. We're talking about the guy who bought the field from the Gazan was a Talmid Chacham. V'yodea that the Gazan doesn't have a complete schus in that piece of land. And that's why he is required to return everything to the Bible. Toshma. The case litzvo alo adam mitzvah shachar. You hired a craftsman to dye a piece of wool red. He dyed it black, or vice versa. Shachar v'tzavo edom. Rameir omer noisen lo d'meit samro. The craftsman who didn't do what he's supposed to do has to pay the value of the wool. And we were medayik. The made samro the made samro ushvacho. He doesn't get the money that was invested in dyeing it. Low. Or he doesn't have to pay that back. We made a knas. Even b'shoigeg made samro ushvacho by the misfilei. He'd have to return everything. Elav shmamina, b'mezid konas, b'shoigeg loy konas. The knas isn't applied b'shoigeg. Shmamina, that's the sheet of Rameir. Rav Yehuda gzelech lezeres be'enei. When you steal something, you give it back the way it is. Rav Shimon Omer roy noso ki'ilu yishum etzlo b'kesef. We view it all along as if it's just money value. And therefore, my binayu. What's enough kamina in halacha? They both agree that the Gazan doesn't have to pay if improved. On Rav Zvid, bishvach shel gabi gzela kamifli. If the improvement is mamish on the goof of the item that was stolen, that's the machlokes. For example, a cow became pregnant. So that's a shvach in the goof of the animal, of what was stolen. So if you return the pregnant cow, so I understand that you returned it with the shvach. Rav Yehuda Savar, the nigzalavi, that the profit that accrues to something that was stolen belongs to the guy who was stolen from. And that's why you just give it back the way it is. Even though it improved in the hands of the Gazlan. Reb Shimon Savar, no, the Gazlan Havi. Shino is koine. And the Gazlan gets to keep it. He has to return the value of what he stole, but he gets to keep the profit, the vlad. But Rav Papa disagrees. He says, Kula alme, shvach shlabi gavzela gazanavi. If the goof of what it was stolen is itself improved, it belongs to the gazan kashin is koine. Ba'acha lemechza l'shlish lavia kamifli. Maybe the gazan has to be viewed like as a sharecropper who enters into various relationships. When he goes and works a field, he shares with the owner a third or a fourth of what he grows. That the improvement accrues completely to the gazan. Rav Shimon Sofer, no. Review the shakal. Whatever the prevailing custom in that community, whether you give 50%, 33%, or 25%, the shakal gazlan, it's like you took a field and you went into a arrangement with the owner to take either 50% or 33% or 25% of the shvach. So maybe he gets a part of it, which is the prevailing custom in that area. So what's the din? It's not. Gozul parvin isabru etzlo v'yolda. You stole a regular cow. It became pregnant in your possession and then gave birth. Or you stole a sheep, Rachel, v'nitan etzlo v'gaza, and it grew wool, and you sheared it. So, mishalim kishas gzela. You pay to the owner the value of what it was when you bought it. You keep the profit. In Yalda, it gave birth already, then you pay kishas gzela. But in lo Yalda, if the animal was still pregnant, then adrabene. No, you just give back the pregnant animal. Bishmal Rav Zvid, that sheshvach shal gabi gzela, the nigzalavu, that according to Rav, it works well according to Rav Zvid, that says that the improvement that's on the goof of the thing itself belongs to the person who was stolen from. But le Rav Yehuda Hamani, then who is our Mishnah like Rav Yehuda? Then we would say Rav Yehuda. We set up Rav Yehuda versus Rav Zvid. Rav Yehuda held belonged to the Nigzal, and Rav Shimon said it belongs to the Gazal. So the way Rav Zvid is learning, you have no problem. The case is according to Rav Yehuda. El Rav Papa Domer de Gazal. But Rav Papa said, if the animal improved, it belongs to the Gazal through Shinui, then Hamani. Lo Rav Yehuda v'lo Rav Shimon. Who is it like? Rav Papa hu adin afilu yolda nami. If the animal was still pregnant, kishas gzela mishalim, you pay the value of the unpregnant cow, and he gets to keep the shvach. Ba'adik tani yalda. Why did it say the case of yalda? Because I did nasif reisha yalda, nasif seif yalda. Just because since the reisha talked about yalda, the seif also talks about yalda, but it's not to be medag the way you did. That if it didn't give birth, you give it back pregnant. In either case, you only pay kashas gzela. And Tani Kavasid Rav Papa. Rav Shimon Amir Zokilu Yishuma Itzel Bekesel Lebechza. The Shlish Revia. Brisa says, whatever the prevailing custom is regarding the shvach, whether it's 50%, 33%, 25%. Amravashi. Ki Avinim Be Rav Kahana. When we were learning about Rav Kahana, Iboila, we asked, the Rav Shimon Shemer Lemechel L'Shish Revia Hu D'Shakel Gazlan, that the Gazlan only takes this sharecropper amount, Ki Mislakinan Lei. That when we say the Gazlan gets to keep some of the shvach, do it b'dmei Mislakinan Lei? Do we pay him what he invested in it? Odilma mibsar shakel. Or is it from the meat itself, if it was an animal? Upashtana, and we answered the question, Me'adam Rav Nachman Shmuel. Shloisha Shamim Lem Nesashvach, Umanos Obedamim. In 3 examples, we estimate what the improvement was. We pay it off in cash. And not with the chelik of the asset itself. Anyway, B'chor L'Pashut, you have a B'chor gets Pishnayim, gets double in a Yerusha, you have a regular brother. So if they both work a piece of land in partnership that they inherited from their father, and then they divided, the Bechor has to return to the non-Bechor his share if there was profit. It's regarding the extra amount that the Bechor was yarshining over the other brother, it's done with cash. When they settle between themselves, it's with cash. Not, he doesn't get another piece, he doesn't get an added piece of land. A creditor who's collecting his money let's say the guy that owed him money didn't have cash and he's collecting from land because he had sold it off to somebody else. When that person takes the land, the original creditor takes the land, and the guy who bought the land goes to the borrower to be paid back, because maybe the guy who bought the land invested money in improving the land. You pay him off with kesef. You know, he has no right on a piece of land. Ubal chav liyasomim. A Baal chav comes to collect from Yisomim, who there was a debt that the father had. And let's say they had improved the piece of land and the creditor is collecting a piece of land. It's done with money and not with land itself. There's a Baal Choiv. When he collects the shvach, he gets it in cash. Baal Choiv koives shvach, the whole thing. And not just 50%, 33%, 25%. Amalei loy kasha. When we say he doesn't collect the shvach, that's b'shvach megilik ksafayim. Something that's ripened, the produce is already up to your shoulders, and you can carry it on your shoulders. The kan b'shvach she'en megilik ksafayim. If it's not ripe yet, it hasn't grown fully, it goes, the creditor can take the whole thing. Amr lay, so Ravina said, when Shmuel allowed the creditor to take money, to be paid back, even the shvach that was growing up to your shoulders. Amr lay loy kasha. That will explain tomorrow.
Okay, shkoyach.
Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Shabbos, Shkoyach.
What time tomorrow?
7:30.
7:30.
Ujú.
Y el novi luego.
A las 8.
Okay.
All right?
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.